If you're in the market, for a PC, you generally got three options. Either you get a laptop, something that's portable and it's and as much as you're willing to pay, you're getting more power the more you pay, and that's generally the concept. Or you get a desktop if you're someone who is a heavy user and really doesn't care about portability that much, but you like upgrading and modularity on options. Or if you don't you don't want to build your own desktop, things like that, and you want a screen, you don't want to buy an extra monitor, you can get an all-in-one. Now, all-in-ones are like kind of in between laptops and desktops, but I don't really want to recommend them because to me, like they're a desktop that is that doesn't have as much upgradability options and really isn't that much portable. So, in this video, I'm going to be explaining those three types, uh, you know three types of computers and comparing them. And at the end of this video, hopefully I can help you pick which one is right for you. Number one, let's talk about laptops. Laptops are, generally, most of them right now are really portable, really light. If you're talking ultrabooks, you can MacBook Air, for example, it's portable. Lenovo IdeaPad stuff is portable. But the laptop there. Here's the thing: there is not that much upgradability options on there. Most of them you can upgrade the RAM, the storage. That's basically it. You could maybe like change the Wi-Fi card or things like that. But with the expensive laptops like the MacBooks and Razer Blades, you can add an external GPU thanks to the Thunderbolt 3 port. However, this can be sometimes an expensive option. Depending on what GPU box you want to use. The Razer Core costs like $300. There's the Gigabyte box. I don't know how much it costs, but it's a bit expensive. So if you are, obviously the laptop has the advantage of being portable, having an extra battery, having port selections, and it could basically be replacing your desktop if you don't really care about modularity and stuff. And you can, upgrade basic parts like RAM and storage. If this is basically what you need, then a laptop is really, great, for that. But as far as upgrading the GPU and being as upgradable as desktop, it's really not. When it comes to upgradability, the desktop is the best thing. Now, secondly, we have the desktop, of course. The desktop has first off it's a bit more complicated because you have to choose your own parts. If you're going to PC route or the Mac route is a bit easier if you're going the Apple route because they have, the parts basically and things like that, and it comes pre-built. But if you are, in the PC route, you get to choose your own motherboard, graphics. Depending on the person you are, it might be easy or it might be hard for you. If you're an expert, I would recommend, I mean, you should be able to love this, like because you like options. But if you're someone who doesn't know a lot about them, maybe hire an expert or go to certain websites that they can pick the parts for you. There are a lot of them out there. You want choose your preferences, and they can pick a desktop and build them to you. Not all of them are expensive. There are desktops for each and every category. If you are a gamer, of course, there's the 800 to 1,000, 2,000, $3,000. But basically, like you know if you're a regular user, there's like 300 to 600, market. If you're, a heavy user and a gamer, like 1,000 plus, 800 to 1,000. But for basic usage, a $300 to $500 desktop can be fine. But if you are someone with basic usage, I would recommend you use laptop instead. Now, desktops have the option to be more upgradable. But listen, you have to keep this in mind. They don't let like the word modularity fool you, okay? Because you just don't get, because most people, and I used to think this way, that I can change any one part I want. This is not the case. You can change the part as long as it is compatible with the motherboard and the CPU. If you want to change the part and it's not compatible, you have to buy a whole new motherboard and a whole new CPU to go with it. That's going to add up to the cost. But if you're a person who wants something for the long term, want to minimize waste, doesn't care about portability that much, I think desktop is right for you. And if you're a heavy user, you edit videos, you create content, you shoot, pro quality videos and things like that, I think desktop is right for you. And I think you should go to Windows route unless you really need Apple, because Windows is a lot cheaper and has a lot more options. And when generally PCs are more powerful than Macs. Now, this is the desktop. Now we get the third category, which are the all-in-ones. This, in my opinion, is the most useless out of all of them for two reasons. Number one, it's not portable. Number two, it doesn't have as much upgradability option as the desktop. And for me, if something it doesn't have to be portable, it has to either be modular or use powerful components. And all-in-ones are not like this. Like, I have to be honest with you, all-in-ones are basically useless, are basically like a monitor that is not portable, or basically like an unportable laptop. The iMac comes in mind as an all-in-one, but it's expensive, and depending on the spec configuration you can get powerful iMacs, but you can't upgrade everything in them. A PC, a tower will be much more upgradable. Uh, All-in-ones, are basically, a desktop with a monitor that comes with a monitor. That's basically it. This is an all-in-one with its upgradability options. But in my opinion, all-in-ones are basically useless. You should get a laptop or a desktop instead. They don't, need. Of course, they have advantages, like they come pre-built. First of all, they come nicely. They have a nice design. Um, they have less cable management, cable words, and things like that. There are some advantages that comes to them, but they are not really, in need. Unless you. I mean, there's really no reason to get an all, especially the expensive ones. Now, if you want to get someone for something for 300, 400, if it has trash specs, don't get it, of course. But if you want a pre-built desktop for, I mean, I don't think you should get an all-in-one, but if you really want to, I mean, there it is. But I mean, if you want a Apple desktop on the cheap, you could get an all-in if you want to. That's basically it. But yeah, those are basically the three types of PCs. So let's just bring it down to the summary. If you're a person who moves a lot and needs a mobile workstation, a desktop, a laptop will work for you. And depending on how much you pay, you can be fine with $600 laptop for gaming and doing everything you want. But look for the laptop that has at least a little bit of upgradability options, like at least upgrade the SSD, Wi-Fi card, the RAM, things like that. At least look for a laptop with those options. If you don't care about moving, the desktop is right for you, and the all-in-ones, there's no hate towards all-in-ones, but I think they're useless, like, to be honest with you, and they don't have a category here. So that's been it, guys. Thank you guys for watching. Peace.